Okay, so product costing means calculation of cost of a product, or how we are going to do the cost calculation. So these things we are going to do here. So it is integrated with PP module. So that means we have to do some PP settings are also required here. So for this cost calculation. So when we are going to do the cost calculation, so this cost calculation, or in the cost of production calculation, we have to include the material cost. We have to include the that means the activity cost, right? We have to include some applied overheads also we need to add here. Then we have to create some bill of material from PP. We have to include the something routing. So different things we are going to work here. So the structure of product costing is like this. Cost calculation with quantity structure, where we should have the bill of material. So what is bill of material? Bill of material means to manufacture a finished product, okay, or to manufacture a semi-finished product. What are the different raw materials or semi-finished products are required? That means what are the items required and what is their quantity. That in PP we are going to do the settings. Then we need the routing. Routing means when we are going to do the calculation for activity point of view. So that means what is different activity, for example, three activity types we are going, some machine, assemble, all these things will be there. Then what are the different activity hours? So that should be, we are going to record, or this will be recorded in the routing. Then we have to do the valuation. Price for material component, activity price. From where we will get the material component price? From MM. Activity price, maybe fixed cost or maybe variable, that we have to include. So activity price we have to include. Then some applied overheads, that also we have to include here. So this value we will transfer to standard costing. And in this calculation we have to apply some rules. We have to create one costing variance, costing sheet, costing lot. So these are the rules which help us to calculate the cost of production. Then we got the final price, standard price. And how we will calculate this? With help of something called cost component structure. Okay, and whatever the price we have calculated, that we will transfer to material. We are going to transfer to material master with marking and releasing procedure. It's not manually we are going to update there. Automatically it will be update in the material price, or it will update in your material cost. Okay, so these are the things we will see in this topic. This is one of the most important topic, because not only from like costing part will be there, we need to add here the PP settings are also required, and we need just give me 1 minute. Okay, so we will start the configuration. So first thing I need here some workings, like we need the activity type, we need the what you can say, the finished product, we need the raw material. Okay, so let me complete the working first, then we will do the configuration. Let me add this structure here. Actually, we need to create a bill of material for finished product. So let me create a FG master, which includes, to calculate this finished product or to manufacture this finished product, let's say we need two raw materials. So raw material 1 and raw material 2. Create the finished product, FG master record. Material type, finished product. Select views, basic data, sales organization 1 and 2, sales general plant data, accounting information, take the MRP data also, then costing 1 and costing 2. And if you have not completed the previous topics, you are not going to get anything in this topic. So because it's completely integrated topic with other topics, like mostly the integration, then from cost center accounting. Okay, so all the values we are going to get it from there also. Add the plant, storage location, WM01, sales organization, distribution channel, so we are going to calculate the cost of this finished product, I mean this material. So let's say this is sales accounting 2, add the account assignment group, finished product, availability check, we don't have the configuration, no check, transportation group, through in container we are going to do the transportation, loading group, take the manual. Valuation class, WM3. And right now we have assumed that we have in previous calculation this cost we have calculated as 500. For the time being, you just take 500, but the new calculation we are going to do the new calculation. Right now assume that it is the 500 the cost we have calculated in our previous calculation, but this one just manually I have to update it, and make sure that with quantity structure should be ticked. Two four six eight material created. To manufacture this finished product, we need two sub materials, or raw material 1 and raw material 2. Create that. Add the plant. Okay, so raw material 1, this is raw material, so in kg material group, add the purchasing group, valuation class raw material WM1, and this price is, let's say, moving price per unit, it is, let's say, what we will take, let's say 120 per kg, the price is 120. Save it. The period is not open yet. Okay, we need to open the period. Save it. So raw material 2469 created. Create raw material 2 also. Basic data, purchasing, general plant, accounting, costing 1 2. This price is, let's say, 150 per unit. Two four seven zero. Let me change the period first. What is company code? Yes, I need to change the period. Okay, now we can create a bill of material. So what is bill of material? Bill of material used in production. That means we are going to manufacture the finished product 2468. In this 2468 manufacturing of this product, what are the different component of raw materials, finished product? What are the different components required? So PP people, they will provide you this information. So I'm just going to create a bill of material for this finished product 2468. Transaction code CS01, logistic, production, master data, bill of material, bill of material, material BOM, create. Bill of material always created for finished product or semi-finished product 2468. In which plant you are manufacturing? The plant mentioned here, and the bill of material usage. So it is production. So what are the different component of raw materials, packing materials, whatever is there, you just create here. L means stock item. Okay, so this category, item category, L means stock item. So to manufacture this particular product, we need here, or we need to include the raw material 2469 and 2470. So add it 2469 components. Let's say here we need 3 component of raw material 2469 and 2470, 2 components. Done. Next we need the work center. Work center means where the production is happening. So work center, if I will say, it's a soft floor activity, we can say. Under one plant, multiple work centers will be there. Again, this is PP setting. In this work center, we are going to add our activity types. We are going to add the cost center, and not only the like CO information we are going to add. Here we are going to add the other informations, PP informations are also required here, right? So directly it's not like in work center or this or work center is not only for the CO purpose, because lot of production activities are also it's required, or we need to add this in work center. So that's why when we are going to create the work center, before that I need some informations or some workings are required, like what are the different activity types we are going to include here. So in work center, as I told, we are going to add the different type of activity type. So let's say here we are going to add the activity type, something like, let's say, packing activity we are going to add, or let's say we are going to add the assembly activity. So different type of activity can be linked here in the work center. Maximum 6 activity types you can include one work center. Not directly, we have to add something called standard value key that we will see later. So under this standard value key, different activity types will be there, and the cost center will be there, because activity type again linked with your cost center. So I'm going to take here, let's say, 3 work centers, sorry, 3 activity types. So one is, let's say, setup hours. let's say this activity, take something activity number, let's say what we will take, let's say 901001, and each activity type should be linked with a cost element. Okay, we need to create the cost element. Let's say cost element here we will create 9430001. So it's just random number I'm updating, same I will use there. Another activity type, assemble hours, 901002 9430002. One is your packing hour, 901003 9430003. Create the activity type, but before that I need to create the cost elements first. Secondary cost element K06. These are your secondary cost elements. K06. Nine four three 0001. Take the validity. So this is your setup cost. Cost element category activity. So activity means 43. Internal activity allocation. So we did some part in cost center accounting also earlier. Assemble cost. Packing cost. Now create the activity types. KL01. Activity types also earlier we have created. Now I'm going to add some more activity types. So one is your setup hours, 901001. Setup hours. How we are going to measure this? Hourly basis, H. Cost center category, all cost center allowed. Category, take here 1 because we have to do the cost calculation. Manual entry, manual allocation. Add the secondary cost element. This one earlier we have created. Okay. Set of cost. Price indicator. 1. Plan price automatically based on activity. Actual also take the same. Actual price indicator 5. Then 2. Assemble hour. Activity unit. Cost center categories. Price indicator 1, 5. So we have to calculate per hour cost. So we have now activities there and we have to calculate the per hour cost. So for this cost calculation, let me add some cost elements, primary cost elements. Or we can take this also. Okay, so this take these three cost elements for the cost calculation. So go for cost center planning first. All these three components in cost center topic we did in earlier also as cost component. This cost of production component calculation. KP06. Select the version. Period 1 to 12. Cost center. Okay, let's say production cost center. Create one cost element group. For this calculation, create one cost element group. Add the cost elements. One 1004 to 1006. Rather cost element we can add the group. Click on overview. Okay, already we have calculated some in cost center topics, so these values are there. Let me remove these. So total cost for this, let's say 50,000, 55,000, let's say 20,000 and 15,000. For different cost component, I added the cost. Then go for activity planning. For different activity planning, KP26. For this cost center, our activity types, include whatever just now we have created, 2901003. Overview. Let's say this activity is what we will take. Let's say 20,000 hours. This is 10,000 hours, and this is 5,000 hours. Now go for the price calculation. Per hour price calculation. KSPI. Okay, if you have forgot this thing, then just go through the cost center topic, all the topics what we did in cost center. Just all these things we did there also. Select cost center, all cost center, execute. So per hour cost is, for this it is 1.5, it is 3, it is 6 per hour cost calculated. Remove test run, execute. Now we can go for the cost calculation and we can create that work center. Okay, so per hour cost is calculated. Note it somewhere else. Okay, leave it, no issue. Just save it. Okay, it's updated. So per unit 1.5, per unit 3, per unit 6. Now we are going to create the work center. But before work center, we have to configure some PP settings, PP prerequisite settings we can say. Production, basic data, then work center, determine the person responsible. Who is the work center in charge? New entry, plant, person responsible. Now create the work center. So work center, again it is a PP settings. So work center means where all these things will be assembled all together. Transaction code CR01. In work center I'm going to add all the activity type. I'm going to add the standard value. The standard value your PP consultant will provide you. So I will take the SAP provided, but this can be configured also, and one cost center. Production, master data, work center, create. Take one work center, let's say 1000. Work center category, let's say machine work center. So Walmart, production, work center 1. Add the person responsible, Mr. P. Then uses all task type allowed. That means whatever the different type of activity type we have created, or everything is allowed here. Then standard value key. This standard value key can be configured by the PP people. We don't have the standard value key, so I will take the SAP standard. Standard value key is nothing but in one standard value key, because we need to add the activity type. So this activity type directly we can't add with the work center. Through standard value key we can use here. So I'm going to take here the SAP provided standard value key. So take here, like in somewhere also I created this one. You can refer this work standard value key. Standard value key includes certain parameters. So let's take here SAP1 normal production. Go to default value. Control key, like we have created the order type in internal order. Similarly in production also, production order types can be created. So we don't have, so let me take here PP01. Then all these tabs are not relevant for us. Go to the costing tab. Add the cost center. So add here one cost center, and you can see three activity types are there. It's because I have taken the standard value key. If you, let's say you have created one standard value key where different other activities are there, so that also can be possible. For example, let me show you. It is purely PP settings, so don't worry for this. Just I'm showing you. If we'll check the standard value key, we have taken the standard. See, let's say one standard value key T1, this one. So the different parameters first we have to configure. So one assemble parameter, packing, processing, different parameters what you want you can configure. Then add this under the standard value key. So here first I have created the parameters, that is on our customized parameters. Then all these parameters I have added in the standard value key. If you'll see here I have added 6 parameters. 1, 2, 3 I have taken from the standard, and these 3 I have added on my own. So this is nothing but a standard value key, and right now we are using a SAP defined standard value key. Now add the different activity types, whatever the activity types you have defined earlier. So as we have added the standard value key, so only 3 activity types are possible. So just add it. Set up our, assemble our. This one I will not add it. This one I will add with a different work center. So it will be measured with our, it is measured with our. Then formula. This formula again, the PP people, they have to create. So I'm going to use the standard formula. SAP 001. You can see here we have created some formulas also. I'm going to take the standard formula. Production setup time. Formula 2. Machine time. Save it. Create one more work center. Work center 2000. This one I will not take a machine activity. Let's say it's a labor, some physical work we are doing here. So take here, let's say labor work center. I assume that same person is responsible here also. Uses all type. Add the standard value key. Take the SAP standard. Add the cost center. So already 2 activity types are assigned to that work center. So 1 activity type is pending. You can add it here. And the corresponding formula. Fine. So work center created. All the activity types are added. Per hour cost calculated. Now coming to routing. So we know we are going to use some assemble activity. We are going to do the packing activity. But how many hours involved in the production, that we are going to measure through routing. Again, this is also PP settings. So we are going to create the routing for the finished product or semi-finished product. Production, master data, routing, routings, standard routing, create. For the finished product 2468, we are creating the routing 2468 in plant WM1. Go to operation, new entry, usage, production, status released. In real project, your PP consultant will provide you. Then from lot size 1 to infinity. Click on operations. Add the work center 1000, 2000. Add the controlling key PP01. Here also PP01. Double click in this line. 1000 double click. Now in this particular this work center, 1000 work center, we have assigned two activity types. So you can see two activity types are there. Now add here what is the hours. Let's say here we have spent 3 hours and here we have spent 1 hour. Okay, so the quantity part we have added in the production. Back, select the other one, double click, add the work center first. This is, let's say, 4 hours required. Save. Okay, so work centers done, routing done. Then we will continue with the costing sheet. So what is costing sheet? That means we will define one, like for example, when you are going to do the cost calculation, there are different type of cost components will be there. Some are your direct cost, for example, raw material cost. From where we will get it? We will get it from and for this also we have created the bill of material. So PP part is there. Then some production cost will be there. From where we will get it? So along from CO activity types, for this routing just now we created. These are the direct cost we consumed. Some applied overheads will be there. Some percentage on raw material. Those are known as raw material overheads or production overheads. Okay, so these are applied overheads, admin overheads. So these are the things are required and these are required for our cost calculation purpose. Again, I need here certain secondary cost elements. One is your material overhead, then production overhead, admin overhead, and sales overhead. All are your secondary cost element with category 41, rate based. What are the cost elements? So let's say this one I will take 941,001, 941,002, 941,003. So this is your material overhead. Category rate 41. That means applied overhead. Production overhead. Admin overhead. Sales overhead. So I will add all this in my cost component splitting, and in COPA also we will do this. Sales overhead. Okay, so with this we are going to create the cost sheet. This is CO part, controlling, product cost controlling, product cost planning, basic setting for material costing, then overhead, Directly we can create define cost sheet, or if you want to create your own base or credits, so that also you can define here. Cost components, define calculation base, you can create your own base, okay, or you can rate. So I will take the SAP standard. It is possible, earlier we have created also, so you can refer. So like for example, something base I have created, let's say, so raw material cost, this is production cost, so two base with there. Okay, so you can use the SAP standard, no harm. Define costing sheet, new entry, let's say W1, cost sheet for WM10, line select, double click on costing rows, new entry. If you have created your own base, add it, otherwise take the SAP standard rows base as raw material, B 000. So what will be included here? The raw material consumption account. Already we have the raw material consumption account as primary cost element. This account we are going to add here. Okay, raw material consumption account. So it is not any direct applied overhead. Then row 20. This will be material overhead on raw material cost. So add here overhead that can be created, or you can use the SAP standard also. Material overhead. So it will be calculated on row 10 to row 10. And we are going to credit the material. So add the credit. Credit material E01. Similarly, production cost, add the base for that, B010. Overhead for, or overhead, applied overhead, manufacturing overhead. It will be calculated on row 30 to row 30 and credit the E02. Total your COGS, cost of goods manufactured. Save it. So structure created. Now add the cost component, cost elements to this. Line select, double click on base. So what are the cost elements are here? All your raw materials, whatever the raw material cost elements are there, add it. So from cost element 1000 to 1001 in our case. Then back, production cost, select, add the cost component, new entry, add all the activity types here. In production, add all the activity type. Just now we have created. Okay, setup hours, assemble hours, packing hours, all these things add. Cost elements 943000012, 943000012, 9430003. That means we have added here all cost like setup hours, assemble hours, packing hours, everything.
You should add another 0 in the
oh yes,
9%.
yes. So these two added, that is your direct cost. Now come to applied overheads. Material overheads, select, double click on overhead rate. Material overhead, select, double click on base, overhead rate. Which controlling area? It's a different controlling area. Wait, it is coming. New entry. I'm using standard, that's why I've faced this issue. Like already using the same key component, so that's why it is the problem. Otherwise, we can create our own base also. Okay, I will show you. Let me complete this one. I will show you where you can create your own credit or base. Okay, now add here valid from, valid to, controlling area, overhead type. So that means this can be calculated on some percentage on material cost. Maybe overhead type you can take here. Either it will be actual cost, actual overhead, or planned. So take the value. So take one value for actual and take the value for. Okay, so let me take the same value, 20%. This is your plant, 20%. This is material overhead. Now coming to manufacturing overhead or production overhead. Line select 40. Let me complete the credit also. Line select 20. Double click on credit. New entry. Take the validity. Where we will transfer the cost? We will transfer the cost to material overhead 941 0001. How much cost we will transfer? 100% cost. What is the cost center? Save. Then coming to production overhead. Select, double click on rate. Again, this is created. New entry. Take the validity. Valid from, valid to. Controlling area. Overhead type 1. Let's say this is 25%. So 25% on production cost. Then credit 40. Double click on credit. Valid to cost element. So you can add here production overhead 941 0002, and how much we will transfer? 100%. Which cost center? Production 1. Similarly, you can add the other cost also, like admin overhead 410003. So date wise you can change it. Okay, so leave it. So 1 is required and I have added here. Now if you'll see your costing sheet, so in this costing sheet we have the material cost, which is your raw material cost. Then we have the production cost that we have added, all the activity cost. Then some percentage on overhead, material overhead as material overhead, some percentage as manufacturing overhead. So this is total our cost of goods sold. Now this one we are going to assign to the here. This we will assign first. Just now we have completed the bill of material routing. We have added the material price. Okay, we configured the activity price and applied overhead. This we will assign to. Then we have created the this costing variant we have created. Sorry, we have created the costing sheet. Just now we created. Then costing variant we need to create. So we will do that tomorrow.